Welcome back, everybody. It's good to have you with us. It's been a hot minute since we last talked. Got a lot to catch up on. Sorry it's been so long since my last video. We had a lot going on this past month. It's been a little rough, but I'm glad to be back with you. And I thought we would take this opportunity to take a look at maybe our pins of the month. It's been a while since we've done that, and I've been starting to do, my Halloween planning. I think we talked a little bit in the past about me wanting to do maybe a laboratory setup in my driveway area, but now I'm working on my garage. And my garage, I've kind of decided maybe I'm going to do a vampire theme. I don't think I've ever actually done a full vampire setup in any of my Halloween displays, and I thought I could use a lot of the materials from our last display where we made sort of it was the Dia de los Muertos scene with kind of a coffin in the corner with my sort of ghost brides, and I had the whole theme. I actually had the three ladies that were all fawning over my skeleton man, and it kind of, there was a backstory to it that I won't get into now, but I thought we could use a lot of those same design elements, like my wall full of frames and all those sugar lady portraits that we made, and kind of transition them into vampires instead of the sugar skull ladies. In fact, I thought we'd kind of flip the genders around as well and make it my vampire men and my vampire lady who has gone through all of these vampire men. I don't know. We've got a whole couple of months, I guess, to figure it out because we are halfway to Halloween. So it's time to jump in, take a look at some of the pins that are going to give me some inspiration for this display. All right, so as you can see, I did actually start this page back in March, so it has been quite a while since I've been pondering this, and I thought we would take a look at some of my pins. If you are not following me on Pinterest, you're welcome to do so. It's at Colonel Mustard, KRNLMUSTRD, where, we have in the past kind of done sort of every couple of months a theme to take a look at, and just share some of our Halloween ideas in general. This again is March 2022, and I only have an unlucky number of pins to show you. Starting with this garage display banner, I guess. It's sold by Wayfair for almost $300, but let's see if we can zoom in on it a little bit. Not really, I guess. But I really like the sort of, well, obviously it's got a big vampire hosting this party. This isn't something that I'd really plan to use for my holiday display, but I thought it was kind of a neat idea and a good introduction to our garage display, which is where I'll be putting all of my vampire stuff. This is actually kind of something more that I might be leaning toward. I like how they've put up, these look like they're freestanding. It's obviously like sort of gates, maybe kind of like cemetery gates or crypt gates. They've done something inside with that faux brick walls, and obviously maybe that's a little coffin over there. Again, let's see if we can zoom in. It's a little hard to zoom in on these things. Oh, what is, okay, not really sure what that does. Not a huge Pinterest user. Anyway, just kind of some of the other ideas we can see scrolling down through the page. But I did like these. These sort of gate things would be very easy to implement. However, if you remember, I do have a castle inflatable, and I thought it might be kind of fun too to put the castle inflatable in front of the garage to make people walk through the castle to get to the interior, where you might find a crypt. So you may remember, again, in my last display, I had my wall of sugar skulls. Maybe we can transform that into a crypt or just build one from scratch. It doesn't really look like it would be all that hard. These materials look pretty easy to come by. We can just use some wood sheets cut out to make these shapes, and then put who knows what inside of them. Most of them should be, I guess, blocked off as if they were, actual grave crypts. But more likely, I will probably end up just using some sort of wall display. I like these scene setter type displays that can cover the wall. I thought this, obviously if I'm going to do sort of gothic vampire theme. I like the ideas of the reds and blacks. They do look a little cheesy, but I think it's okay. It's Halloween. We're all just there to have fun. I do think, though, that usually they come in not full size. I like the... I really should stop clicking that. Usually they're only like 4 feet tall, or you have to combine two different ones, and maybe that's the case here. It looks like there's quite the seam right there. But not only do I like the scene setters, but I like the wall idea. Of course, we can add our own frames to give it some dimension. But I really like how this pen, they've got this little sort of sign-in book, which you might find this might be more of like a haunted hotel or something. But we could put some little bloody candles, and you can always get away with a spell book or a sign-in book, or who knows what that might say. Just put some blood on it and it'll look pretty cool. We could also beef up the walls with some candelabra sconces. Now they want $350 for this, but I'm sure that we could come up with something. Gargoyles, of course, always fun for Halloween. Don't really need the creepy faced candle guy, but we could make some bloody candles. That would look pretty neat. All right, next up, just a sort of hanging mesh bat. I also like the idea of, if I didn't do my crypt wall, maybe I would do a vampire bat. I don't even know what you call it, where you'd have a whole bunch of bats. Well, I guess they would appear in a cave, but I might reuse that jail cell scene that I did a few years ago for pirates, and maybe make like a vampire cage with lots of hanging vampire bats. This is just another idea of the interior I thought was kind of neat. I really liked the way they have this vampire kind of already floating at the ceiling. I thought that was a brilliant idea. And of course you have a neat little vampire guy over here as well. For the buffet, we could easily make the shape of a coffin on top of like a folding table or something. You just take some plywood and cut it out in two shapes. You could probably even use some heavy-duty cardboard, perhaps, and then some fabric along the bottom. It really would be an easy thing to do, unlike this next one, which would be very challenging. But look how neat it looks. It is... You've got these coffin tables with neat little candelabras, chairs that all say, rip on them as if they're tombstones around them. This whole setup is just amazing. And what are we going to use on the tables? We need some bloody wine. I like these vampire blood labels. I thought they were kind of cute. But of course, really, I would put some adult drinks in the kitchen for everyone. I mean, it's mostly a children's party, but we got to keep the adults entertained. So who knows what kind of fabulous concoction we can come up with. But I just kind of like the look of the black and the red kind of lit up a little bit. We have our candles everywhere. And then actually, I like that they have this tree branch in the background as well. I have my Halloween sticks that I put out a lot, just sort of dead branches painted black. They're so easy to come by in my yard and make for great Halloween decorations. And then also, of course, we need some food. This fudge looked kind of neat. I love the black and the red swirls. Of course, obviously, everything's going to be black and red, but I do kind of worry if this is going to stain people's mouths. Who knows, but maybe that's a good thing. I guess if you had a real deep red color that kind of stained someone's mouth, that would be very vampire-like. And then last up, I just really loved this bat. I don't know, it looks like it might be like flat. Maybe it was just a piece of wood painted as a bat and hung up here, but I really love that with the curtains. I think like the entrance door into my house draped with the curtains and the bat above it would just be super awesome. Or even if that was the exit path out of the garage. You can't go wrong with bats, and it just looks so dramatic and fun. All right, so what did you think? It was a little hard this month finding an assortment of vampire-themed Halloween pins. I think I found a lot of general Gothic vampire themes, or obviously a lot of Twilight, but for the Halloween party, it didn't seem like there was a whole lot of like full-on vampire-themed ideas. So I'm interested to see if any of you guys have done such a theme, and give me your ideas and comments in the in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your ideas. Before we go, I did want to say a thank you once more to all of our patrons out there who help support the channel. I did want to give a special shout out to our newest patron, Keaton. Keaton is an inflatable and Halloween fan, and I'm sure has a wonderful display as well that I've heard all about. It sounds great. So thanks for watching, joining our Fright Club, and if anyone else is interested in doing so, you can find a link in the description below. But that'll do it for today, everyone. So I want to thank you all for watching. Take care. Halloween's just around the corner, so stay tuned for more videos, DIYs, product reviews, store walkthroughs as we get closer. It's almost May, and May is when the at-home store, I think, starts putting stuff out. If not the end of May, then early June. So it's coming. Beware. Until then, happy haunting.